My sister stole my inheritance and kicked me out, but she forgot one document that ruined everything for her. I'm 30 now. I don't usually talk about my family, mostly because there's not a whole lot left to talk about. I grew up in a small house on the edge of a medium-sized town. My parents weren't rich, but they were stable. My mom was a nurse, my dad a retired military guy who eventually ran a small trucking business. We weren't flashy, but we had each other. And then there was my sister, Lila. She's 3 years younger. Our relationship growing up was complicated. She had that golden child energy, you know? The kind where every mistake she made was just a phase. But if I so much as forgot to take out the trash, it was like I'd disgraced the family. Still, I loved her. I protected her. Even when she crashed my car. Even when she borrowed money and never paid it back. Even when she moved in and out of the house like it was a hotel. I was the dependable one. She was the storm. When our mom died suddenly in 2020, it shattered us. She had cancer, caught too late. My dad was never the same afterward. He became quieter, more withdrawn. We still had dinners together, but his eyes were always somewhere else. Around that time, Lila started visiting more. She'd bring wine, cook dinner. She said she wanted to help Dad feel less alone, and I wanted to believe her. But part of me saw through it. Lila didn't come around when things were hard. She came around when she thought there was something to gain. In 2022, Dad passed away too. Heart failure. I found him one morning in his chair, coffee still warm on the table next to him. I can't explain what that moment did to me. When you lose both parents that close together, it doesn't just break your heart. It makes you feel like you've been erased. Like there's no one left who remembers the exact way you laugh or why you hate cranberry sauce. We had the funeral. I handled everything. Arranged the burial, cleared the debts, managed the paperwork. Lila cried a lot, but didn't do much. Said she was too emotionally fragile. Then came the big question. Who gets what? I wasn't worried. My parents were always fair. I knew their will was updated a couple years before Mom died. They told me about it. They wanted to split things equally, with a couple of specific items going to each of us. Like Dad's truck to me. Mom's jewelry to Lila. But when it came time to see the will, Lila suddenly had it. She claimed Dad gave it to her. That it said everything was going to her. The house. The business. The savings. Everything. I was stunned. That's not what they said. I was literally in the room when they talked about splitting things. She just shrugged. Maybe he changed his mind. I asked to see the will. She refused. Red flag. Bright, glowing, waving in the wind kind of flag. I pushed harder. She said I was being greedy. That she was the one who sacrificed her time to visit Dad, while I did nothing. Mind you, I lived with him. Took him to appointments. Paid for groceries when his card bounced. But suddenly I was the leech. I didn't want to fight. But I couldn't let her walk off with everything. That house was my childhood. That business was my dad's legacy. And if she forged that will, I needed to know. So I got a lawyer. At first, it felt weird. Like I was betraying the family. But my lawyer was calm and methodical. He asked all the right questions. Did your father register his will with a probate attorney? Yes. Do you have any written communication where your father talked about his intentions? Yeah. Emails. And texts. That was a huge help. Because while Lila claimed she had the will, it wasn't notarized. And the one my dad had registered was. And it said everything would be split equally between us. Game on. My lawyer filed for a formal probate hearing. When Lila got served, she lost her mind. Called me screaming. Said I was a disgrace. Said Dad would be ashamed of me. But I held my ground. She tried to delay. Tried to file new documents claiming Dad meant to change the will, but didn't get the chance. Claimed I manipulated him. Claimed I pressured him into sharing assets. It got ugly. But the law? The law doesn't care about tantrums. My dad's official, signed, dated, notarized will was ironclad. And then the Real bomb dropped. Turns out, Lila had filed a new will, a fake one, with a different lawyer weeks after Dad died. She paid some sketchy guy to draft it. No notary. No witness signatures. Just a piece of paper with my name scratched out like I never existed. When the court saw it, they immediately flagged it. My lawyer brought in a handwriting expert. Confirmed it wasn't Dad's signature. My stomach dropped when I saw the side-by-side. Lila didn't even try to match his style. Forgery. Plain and simple. The judge was furious. The court ordered everything frozen until the case was resolved. I didn't talk to Lila after that. Not a single call. No texts. I watched from a distance as she spiraled, posting on Facebook about how family will betray you over money. Oh, the irony. Her friends started reaching out to me. What happened? She said you're trying to steal her inheritance. I didn't respond. Let her dig her own grave. 3 months later, we were back in court for the final decision. Lila showed up with a new lawyer. Young, nervous, clearly not ready for what was coming. My lawyer stayed calm, confident. He laid everything out. My dad's original will, fully legal and verified. Records showing I lived with Dad, paid part of the mortgage, and cared for him during his last years. Texts where my dad literally said, "Lila's unreliable, but I still want to be fair. 50-50. And of course, the forensic handwriting report confirming Lila faked the updated will. The judge didn't even need to recess. She ruled right there. The original will stood. Everything would be split equally. But there was more. Because Lila attempted to submit a forged document to the court and swore under oath that it was real, she was being charged with fraud and attempted estate manipulation. Her face went ghost white. Her lawyer didn't even know what to say. He asked for a recess. The judge denied it. Lila was ordered to appear in a separate hearing regarding the fraud charge. And the estate? Officially split. I got my half. The house. The business. Dad's old truck. Everything he wanted from me. It came back around. I can't lie. It felt amazing. Not because I wanted revenge, but because justice finally meant something. For so long, I felt like I was being gaslit by my own family. Like love meant accepting betrayal with a smile. But standing there in that courtroom, watching karma hit her so hard, it felt like Dad was right there beside me, nodding. Afterward, I sat on the porch of the house I grew up in. The sun was setting. The air smelled like pine and smoke from a neighbor's barbecue. And for the first time in a long time, I wasn't angry. I wasn't hurt. I was free. Free from her lies. Free from the pressure to keep peace when someone else keeps burning the bridge. Free from the guilt of standing up for myself. I still live in that house. Renovated it. Turned the garage into a workshop. The truck still runs. I take it out on Sundays. I cut ties with Lila. She's out there somewhere, probably still spinning her version of things. But I don't care. She tried to erase me, and in doing so, erased herself from my life. And you know what? I sleep real well now. If you're still reading, thanks. And hey, hit that subscribe so you don't miss the next story.